The beautiful thing about sports is that it brings people together.
How you doing, guys? I'm Jonathan Ramirez here with JP Catholic. I personally am a junior here at John Paul the Great Catholic University. And so here behind me you see other students doing jumping jacks. So I actually want to invite you guys to take a step and to take a look into possibly having a football team. So what we want to do and incorporate at JP Catholic is to provide an actual sport team, a sport program. I know in the past we've had Frisbee, but I think flag football would actually be a great addition to that. We've actually had a lot of demand from the students, and as you can see behind me, we have some students already working out, so that's doing great. I also want to incorporate the ability to share in the culture for Christ. So apart from our academics, apart from the school itself, I want to be able to share the gospel through football. God gave us abilities and talents, so why not use them for His greater honor and glory?
When integrating faith and football, we looked to Philip Rivers as an inspiration. With a 16-year career in the NFL, Rivers has shown us what it's like to be a Catholic on and off the field. He once said in an interview, "My faith has always been very important to me. When I went to college is really when it became my own. I had to get out of that dorm and go to church, go to Mass on Sunday. That's when I took ownership of my faith."
Christ shows us how to be Catholics and then just how to be better people. We want to have respect for ourselves, our teammates, the staff themselves, but then also the other team. Because the other team, even though we are playing against them, we're not at war, but we're challenging them in a football game. We want to have respect for one another. We don't want to disrespect each other in any way, physically or even verbally, because we know sometimes that could happen. So I always remember in high school, actually, my team for baseball and basketball, we'd always pray before and after, even if we won the game and even if we lost it. So it was always a way to give thanks, so that's what we want to incorporate here in this JP Catholic football team. The next value I want to share is perseverance. Life usually puts us down, but we want to help and teach perseverance, being able to push through our games, and that ties in with losing our games. Sometimes we'll feel down, but we have to keep moving forward and we have to take our next step. The next value is loyalty. Loyalty teaches us to be very respectful, obviously towards everyone else, but loyalty in terms of being there for everyone else that looks up to us. And then the last point I want to share is leadership. Christ is the number one leader that we have in our lives and should have in our lives. So how we want to incorporate that in our JP Catholic football team is to live by these core values on and off the field, just as we've seen many other athletes do so. We have Philip Rivers, like I mentioned before, and we also have Kobe Bryant. He went to Mass the day before he died, but he still lived a Catholic life. He wasn't perfect, but he tried his very best.
Just as a recap, the core values behind our football team are to impact culture for Christ, respect, perseverance, loyalty, and leadership.
So, in order to finance the JP Catholic football program, we actually thought of fundraising and then also looking for sponsorships. So, in order to do that, we would be able to do cookouts along with just bake sales here at the school. And then with the sponsorships, I actually look to branch out into other businesses and to other organizations that are willing to help smaller schools. So, our timeline for the actual football team for JP Catholic, by December, I want to have approval of being able to have the football team itself. And then by January, I want to have the acceptance from using a football field, because as you know, Grape Day is right in front of Latitude, so it's a perfect spot to practice. But we need an actual playing field in order to have our games. So we've actually thought of using SDSU and using San Marcos University, which is a couple minutes away. So we want to have our field, and then we want to have our gear, all our equipment, which will be based off of those sponsorships and our fundraisers. So after getting our field set in stone, getting our gear is next, and then what we later want to do is actually start recruitment. So recruitment is very important because we want to have a good team. Otherwise, we won't be very good, and teams will don't want to play us. So we want to recruit for our quarterback, receivers, everything, our defensive line, everything. So with that, by January, we'll already have our acceptance for our to use fields, and then we'll already have our recruitment process. We'll already have our teams, and then by February, we would already have our set schedule, which actually consists of having other Christian and Catholic smaller universities. We would have a network to have every single little school and have our teams, and that's when we would join together, and that's when we'll have our games.
First, we'll need to seek approval from JP Catholic's administration. Next, we'll need to secure agreements with San Diego State and Cal State San Marcos to use their playing fields. Then we'll have to fundraise and acquire equipment, recruit players and coaches, complete our season schedule and our network of prospective partner schools, and lastly, we can begin our season and begin playing some football.
Just a quote I want to mention from Philip Rivers is he says, "Every day I get better." So as a JP Catholic football team, we want to work every single day to get better as a football team. To get better means we'll be a winnable football team, and we'll be able to win some games, bringing pride and joy to our school. So just like the film Unspoken has its achievements, I believe that a football team at JP Catholic also has the potential to reach certain achievements as well. We also have other films here. We can have our own football team posted on these walls, have our own posters too. Have relays of our practices, even our games. Maybe we can attract more students here, more donors. Just saying. Our team, myself, Jonathan Ramirez, my teammates Joseph, Kyle, Ryan, and Shane, we all have this belief that we can actually do this as a football team. And remember, go Pelicans.
I am Joseph Bradley, and I want a football team for John Paul Catholic University.
My name is Nicholas Chardella, and I want a football team for John Paul Catholic University.
My name is Stephen Moore, and I want a football team for John Paul the Great Catholic University.
We want a football team for John Paul Catholic University.
1, 2, 3,
Pelicans!